The future of efficiency, where your business Copilot isn't just a trusty sidekick, but an AI powerhouse. Imagine a world where mundane tasks are a thing of the past, and your focus is solely on soaring to new heights. That's the promise of Microsoft 365 Copilot, your virtual Copilot that navigates the complexities of business so you don't have to. Stay tuned as we dive into the world of Copilot and discover how it can turbocharge your productivity and steer your business towards uncharted territories of success. That introduction was generated by AI. When I think of that intro, I think of something like pump it up, da, 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 da. Or well, maybe just a hashtag ad, which this video is not sponsored by Copilot, by the way. It's just, me writing about it. I was writing my script in Word and I had a short prompt for that introduction. Here it goes. I need an introduction to my video about 1 paragraph long that captivated my audience based on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/nexttechconsultants. The video is about getting started with Copilot, so the intro should include a witty comment about what Copilot is and a few more sentences on how it can help increase efficiency with your business. Now, I'm still waiting for that, witty comment, but it worked pretty well. So today we're going to go into how to get started with Copilot in your business. We're going to do a quick prompt in each of the different apps so you can see the power Copilot has. And well, some of the areas that it might, still need to improve on. So let's dive in and get started with our favorite part, licensing. All right, everyone, my name is Josiah, and as we jump in, I do want to remind you, we are consultants, and if you have any issues with this video or any others, you can feel free to reach out to us on all of our social media platforms at NextTechNT. If you are a business, you can schedule a free initial consultation on our website, nexttechconsultants.com. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All right, as I mentioned, we are going to jump into a few different apps. So the first thing we're going to talk about, though, in order for those apps to work, is the worst part of this video, which is licensing. To get a license of Copilot, there are some prerequisites that you must meet. First and foremost, you have to buy a Microsoft Copilot license, which is only offered at a yearly price at this time of making the video. Also, in order to purchase this, you must already have a Microsoft Business Standard or Premium license. And for Enterprise, you can have an E3 license or an E5 licenses. You can purchase this through your admin center or through a reseller like me. Just saying. I may be able to help you out purchase this and get your licensing set up. Wait, I thought this video didn't have sponsors. Like, does it count if it's like sponsored by me? Like, hey, I can help you. I'm a consultant. Is that a sponsorship? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, after you have a license, we're going to go through each app really quick and talk about how it integrates. Now, mine showed up for me because I am logged into my business account. And when I turned on the license, this add-in appeared in all the apps, except Outlook, which we're going to get into in just a minute at the end of the video. Just make sure that you are signed into the same work account on the apps as you are signed into, as in the admin console that you assigned your license to. So make sure you're signed in the app spot, and I'll show you that in Word, to the same account you assigned the license to. All right, so we're going to hop into Word first. And you notice here that I am signed in to the same account that I assigned my license to. So I'm going to click blank document. Now that I have this document up, you'll see a couple things that are different now that I have a license assigned to me. Right away, it says select the icon or press Alt-I to draft with Copilot. There's also a spot up here, and we're going to get into that in just a second. It's a little bit different than creating a draft. You can still do it over there, but this will also read your paper and summarize it for you. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take this prompt and we're going to put it into this Copilot. So you can press Command-I or you could press the draft with Copilot up here, but we're going to press Alt-I. And we're going to paste in our prompt. All right, now I've pasted in my prompt. I said, I basically need a paper, 1,500 words. I have 3 points. Here's an introduction. Here's a conclusion. And make sure to cite popular resources, include the citations at the end of the paper in APA style. So we're going to go ahead and generate that and see what it does. All right, guys, there it is. So you just want to read through it. Say like, hey, futures of AI, opportunities and challenges by your name. So we can put in our name. Artificial intelligence, the field, and then it goes to the history, talks about John McCarthy in 1956. Then it goes down to possibilities of AI. What can we do with it? It can transform transportation by enabling autonomous and connected vehicles, can boost manufacturing, enrich entertainment. Challenges of AI. AI can raise ethical and social issues. Very true. Create legal and regulatory issues. Very true. Create security and safety issues. Conclusion, it's powerful and promising technology. However, AI can present significant challenges and risks. And then it references all of the references. We don't know where they were because they didn't cite them in the paper. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it pulls all the references in down here at the bottom. So you can go through, read it. You can find like how it references it and cite it in your paper. If you don't like it, you can say, make it more formal. You can say, hey, I need a little bit more on the references. Can you pull in a few more sources? So you can change your paper here, or you can go down and say, keep it. So now I have my essay. I'm sure, it is only 1,113 words though. So it's a little bit short. So I have to go in and, make up another 400 words if it was like required to be at 1,500 words. So it didn't follow exactly what I was telling it, and you probably want to go through, read it, and also make sure it's in the language that you write in if you're actually going to submit this to somebody, but I don't recommend that. This is just an example of what it can do. All right, guys, that was Word and the powers you can use in there. You can use it for generating blog posts. You can use it for creating essays and helping you just get ideas that move you into a final product. I still wouldn't recommend these as like, this is what I'm going to submit in my paper. This is obviously something that was written more by AI because most people don't write, especially in an essay, as bullet points. And so you just want to make sure that you go through, read it, edit it, make it your own, and add in your own how you speak. All right, that was it on Word. So now we're going to move into Excel, and I'm going to show you how we can use Copilot to crunch some numbers and analyze some data. So on my computer, you'll see I have Excel open. We'll go ahead and go to our person up here. You see it's the same license I assigned my Copilot license to, same account. And you'll see I have this inventory record sample data. I'm going to come to that second, show you this one first down here. This one is in my downloads folder. And this one, you'll notice that it's just the normal data. You'll click here on Copilot and it'll tell you, hey, wait, you have to turn on autosave. In order to have autosave on, the file has to be stored in OneDrive. So that is one of the prerequisites for using Copilot in Excel. The file has to be stored in OneDrive, Teams, SharePoint, something like that. And autosave has to be turned on. So we're going to go ahead and turn on autosave. We're going to move it into my account. And you'll see here that is starting to generate all the information. One of the things that happens is, hey, we can't analyze this table because it's not an Excel table. It's just data. So what you need to do next, now that autosave is turned on, click on Insert, and we're going to call it a table. It's going to highlight where I have all of my data, and I'm going to say OK. And now it's turned it into an Excel table. So we can now crunch our numbers. So I have a couple prompts I'm going to paste in over here, and we're going to see how it does. The first one is tell me my available computer parts. All right, so with that, it said here are the available computer parts with their hand in stock greater than 0. We have HDD, keyboard router, USB flash drive, RAM, webcam, thermal paste. So it ran through and said, hey, these are all the computer parts. And so then I can dial in a bit more, and I'm going to paste in here my next prompt, which is how much RAM do I have left? And then it goes down and says you have 61 RAM left in stock, which if you look right here, RAM, there was 50. We purchased 22, sold 11. So now there's 61 left. So that is right. And then the last question we're going to ask are, what are my gaming items? And it comes back with gaming chair, gaming desk, gaming headset, anything with the gaming word in it. So while I know these are a little bit of a smaller data set, I'm able to ask it questions in normal human language, and it gives me back answers. So it's pretty powerful if you start to connect this to more things. So connect it to your data, play with it. I do have to tell you though, and maybe we can show a little clip of it right here while I'm talking, but there were some prompts that said, we don't know, or this doesn't work, or gave me the wrong information. So we cut those out, but that does happen. Normally when it happens, like, it's pretty obvious because it's just an absurd response. But always, again, with AI, we still want to confirm. So there still are some areas that it can improve on, but it's doing pretty good considering how it's going. And I'm pretty excited about where this is moving. Being able to ask Excel, or even let's say we tie in a MySQL database to this and be able to ask it questions based off of normal, like how we speak as humans, rather than select 5 or sum of cell E5, blah, 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 to get our answer. We can just say, how many gaming keyboards or how much RAM do I have on stock? It's a really powerful tool. I'm excited to see where this goes in the future as it gets developed more and more. Now we're going to move into PowerPoint. This is going to be a little bit quicker. I have 2 prompts that I want us to go through. And as you can see, just like in the other apps, if I go to my blank presentation, I am still signed in with the account I signed my Copilot license to. And then I got this wonderful response. It says, discover Copilot, a whole new way to work. And you can click next. You can say, try Copilot, and it pops up over on the side. If that prompt didn't come up, you can just click Copilot up here, and it pulls up the same kind of prompt. So I'm going to paste in my response and see what we get. All right, so this prompt was create a presentation about the differences between RingCentral and Google Voice. I want to focus on the features, benefits of each, and lead the presentation on a journey that shows the user they should pick RingCentral over Google. So programming in a little bit of bias to this. I will need 5 reasons to go with RingCentral over Google and how it can benefit a business to choose RingCentral. RingCentral versus Google Voice. So at least it got the right products out. Presentation overview. So hey, here's our key features. Feature comparison right here goes into scalability. So which one's scalable? International calling. Interesting. Customizations. Integrations. Security and compliance. In conclusion, RingCentral offers better, more scalability, customizations, integrations, and security than Google Voice, making it the better choice for businesses looking for a tailored communication experience with advanced features and robust analytics. So it created this presentation for me that is pretty decent. And so there's some stuff I would change, like I might put some of our company logos on it. One thing about these prompts is you can't ask it to change something on the page that's already generated. You have to almost ask it to create another slide. Like, can you recreate slide this? Or maybe give it the prompt again and say, I want you to make sure you use our company logo within the presentation. That type of thing. You can always recreate the presentation, but that's how it is. So the other thing that's really cool in here in Copilot is you can say, hey, I want you to summarize this presentation for me. Like, what is this presentation about? If you want to go through and read it all, just click that. And while reading this might be almost as long, it's not really a great summary, but it's hey, main idea, RingCentral versus Google Voice. RingCentral offers international calling integration, and it talks about the different ways. And what I like about this is there's also 9 references. So it references all of the sources it brought in. So if you ever want to double check or change the presentation a little bit, you can find their references. Finally, it does give you prompts for what you should tell people down here in the prompt spot when you're presenting. So if you go to each slide, it talks about what you should say on each slide. So it gives you a good starting point. And so this seems really powerful to me. I think it's pretty cool. But we're going to go ahead and hop into prompt 2 that gets a little bit more specific because this was a pretty generic response. So this next prompt that I'm going to start copying is a presentation with 10 slides about using an MSP. I said, hey, base it off of my website and go ahead and give me the presentation. All right, now I've pasted it in. I realized a mistake as I was pasting it. There's 2 slide 7s, which is interesting. So let's see what it does with that. And then we're going to go ahead and say go. Like you said here, it says, hey, you can use data from our website, Next Step Consultants, and from our YouTube channel. It's a 1,500 word prompt. So it's not like I spent some time on this to make it more detailed. So let's see how it does. Oh, here we go. Let's see what it says. Welcome to NextX Consultants MSP presentation. I might change this. Yeah. Streamline your business IT needs with Next Consultants. Not bad. Benefits of an MSP: proactive maintenance, continuous monitoring, fast response times. Those are on my website. Lost time due to tech issues. Benefits of MSP services. So that's kind of interesting. They listed it twice. Security risks of not updating computers, just like I asked it to there. Cyber attacks and ransomware are a big thing. Cost you a lot of money. We use Trend Micro to prevent ransomware. Disaster recovery. And if you look, slide 7 is twice. So it should be about disaster recovery. And the next one should be about backups. So we went from Trend Micro to disaster recovery to backups. At NextTech Consultants, we have regular backups, state-of-the-art backup solutions, client feedback from Google reviews, which was slide 8. They read my reviews and posted a summary of them, so that was pretty cool. NextTech management plan. Did I call it that in slide 9? I did. This PDF shows more information about it, so you can see the PDF here, but it does go in and say, hey, we have 24/7 monitoring, which I didn't make that up. That's actually on my PDF in this link. So it read it, put it in saying, hey, 24/7 monitoring, comprehensive managed IT service, unlimited support, and full IT management. All of that's on the PDF. So that was pretty cool that it came in. And because I had 2 slide 7s, now there's 11 slides. So thanks for your time. It also has all of our talking points down here, just like the other slide. So as detailed as you want to make your prompt is the more detailed your slides come out. All right, guys. And that's PowerPoint and how you can use prompts to create different slides and presentations. I think it's pretty cool. It's fun to see what you can do and play around with it. And yeah, that's PowerPoint in a nutshell. All right. The next app we're going to go to is Copilot. It also brings in the ability to search your conversations based on natural language, which I find extremely helpful. You can also pull in documents that are stored on OneDrive and in Teams, ask questions about those, all within your Teams app. And of course, since it's in Teams, it lets you schedule meetings with your coworkers based on availability for everyone, as long as you have permissions to see their calendars and what they're doing. All right, so as we show you Teams, I do want to show you real quick that I am signed in again to the same account that I signed Copilot to. So once I am signed in, this button comes up right here, Copilot. And what you can do is you can put your prompts in here. So my first prompt is I need a meeting scheduled between me and one of my people. Now, I did put in their full emails because I found that to work better than if I just put in their name. And it said, hey, a weekly meeting organized by you and Matthew as an attendee. I can schedule a Teams meeting for test meeting next week in the morning for you, Matthew, and Sandra. Would you like me to use this time slot or look for another? So it says, hey, that's great. And then I can say, in my next prompt, wait, I need the meeting to be 4 hours. Do those time slots still work? All right, so it says the current scheduled time for the weekly meeting on April 29th, which is the not sufficient for a 4-hour meeting. I will need to find another time slot to accommodate. I will check the availability of their calendars and get back to you. Please hold on. Or this is interesting because it's not really computing anymore. So I don't really know what to do there. So we're not really going to hold on. And we're going to actually say, hey, sorry, I don't need it before. Can you try one more time with a 1-hour meeting time slot for the meeting and see what it comes back with? And then it just says, hey, I'm going to do it and I'll confirm the details with you. So I'm going to say, what are the details of the meeting? So this is where you can kind of see the downfalls a little bit of Copilot. It got the first meeting, but then when I kept kind of expanding on it, it's saying more of like, oh, we're going to get back to you. We're going to get back to you, but it's not really doing it. That's a bummer. I could get more specific, but you get the idea of that. The other part I want to show you is this next prompt that I'm going to paste in, searches a document. So let's do that. All right, so you can see when you say use /, then you're allowed to search through people, files, meetings, emails, and try to find information to ask Copilot. So you can search files. I did that up here where it says, hey, use this file and summarize the data. it went through, summarized all of my data in the information, talked about the different emails, how to send it, what the registration limits are. So it did summarize the email. This is probably a 2-page document that it summarized in 1 paragraph for me. So I actually do find that fairly helpful. The next thing is I was looking for some computers the other day so I can search someone's conversation and find some information. And then it says, hey, find some information on computers that are being recycled. You press enter. And then it says, hey, I need a little more details narrowed on the search. So search in Teams chat about any recycle equipment. All right, so I wasn't able to find anything about recycle equipment, but I did want to look for computer donations. And I know I'm blurring out this text, but it does talk about the different conversations that we've had that go through computer donations, what it means, how we can make that all work, how we can donate them, where we can get them out. So this is a pretty cool, like, natural language. I know some of the chats didn't work. Like I said, there's still some work that needs to be done to make this really efficient, but you'll see that it is starting to work. All right, that was Teams. I know that one didn't work out as well as we were hoping with all of the prompts we used, but you can see that you are able to start to search through things like documents and get general information, or even through Teams chat. And while I don't even actually know if we talked about recycle equipment in Teams chat, so that might be why we didn't find anything, but I did know we talked about computer donations. So that was all there, and it talked about the different ways that we are able to help people with that. All right, and finally, the last app we're going to talk about is Outlook. Now, this one's a little bit frustrating for me. And the reason it's frustrating for me is that you have to go to the new Outlook version to use Outlook. And I don't like that at all. The new Outlook app just doesn't have the functionality that the regular desktop app has. So this one's a little frustrating me, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to hop over the computer in a minute, and I'm going to show you how to go ahead and use Outlook in the new version and get it switched over. So as you can see here, I am signed into the right account that has a Copilot license, and Copilot is not showing up here. Insights is a little bit different. It's not technically Copilot, it's just general insight. So this isn't the same, even though the logo looks similar. So you do have to go to the new Outlook version. So we're going to click that on right here. And like I said, it doesn't have everything. So currently Outlook PSTs are not available in the preview. You can switch back at any time. So we're going to go ahead and switch over just so we can see Copilot. But because PSTs are not available, it really makes this pretty unuseful for me at this point in time. And so you'll see here now, I only have my one email account that you see right here. And I can't get to any of my other shared inboxes or PST files that I was looking at, or any of that information when I'm in the new version. But in the very top right, you do have Copilot up here. What's really cool about Copilot is it can say, hey, summarize the most recent emails. You can also go through and say, I need to find something in my emails. So just like the other apps, you can use your natural language and start to search for something. The other part when you're in the new one is if you click new email, you can say, hey, I need a draft with Copilot. And what it showed there was a / draft with Copilot. And just like in a Word document, you can start writing an email. And it says, hey, I want to remind you to update your computer. It's important to keep your system up to date to ensure it continues to function properly. If you need assistance with the update process, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you for the attention to this matter. What's really cool, actually, is it went through a lot of my emails, because I normally will say, hey, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Like, let us know if you need more help. And it kind of used my language that I've already been using in the rest of my emails to generate this email. So I could change and say, hey, make the email less formal and more formal, actually, more formal, and say there is a deadline of completing in 7 days. So it's creating another draft for me. It's going to go through and do that. So it is more formal. Now it says, sincerely, dear colleague, I am writing you to inform you that writing the importance of updating your computer. Updating your system is a crucial step to ensure optimal performance and security. Please complete the update process within the next 7 days. If you encounter any difficulties or have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. We appreciate your cooperation and attention in this matter. So it's a little bit more forceful. And so I'm going to go ahead. I would probably never actually send this email to a client, but I'm going to go ahead and say keep it. And it did put in my signature. It has all of that in there. And what's also interesting is coaching by Copilot. So coaching kind of helps coach your email. So it's going to get some general tone, clarity, read the email, and then it's going to give you some coaching tips based off of the email. So the tone, I said, hey, be more strict. And so it says, hey, maybe you should be more friendly. Suggestions, replace dear colleague with hi or hello rather than dear colleague. It makes it very formal. Address their concerns, like why is this important to them? Like reader sentiment, make sure, and then clarity, to make it more clear, use some bullet points rather than just a paragraph. So it coaches you through and tells you like, hey, if you want to be more friendly, maybe you should add some reader sentiment and the deadline updating the computer, but it does not address the potential concerns or challenges that the reader might have. So maybe please let us know. I do offer here, like if you can encounter any difficulties or have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. So it does say like, offer to assist this reader with the update process or provide them with clear instructions or how resources on how to do it. That's a really cool idea. So maybe I could go in here and say, so we can turn off coaching, maybe say draft with Copilot, and generate, but say, use the email above, but include sources on how to update a Windows 11 computer. So there you go. We appreciate your response. Here's so Windows 11 computer, Microsoft official PC Mag guide. Maybe that's a URL. So let's see what it says. It doesn't actually put in the link. So maybe we would need to just research on the website and find that link so we can put it in. So this is the email writing. It does help a bit. You can go through and do different things. You can say, hey, summarize or summarize my unread emails. So over here, you can see, like, obviously I blurred it out because it has client information of unread emails, but it went through and said, hey, this person asked about some issues they're having. Trend Micro sent you an email about some writing style analysis, some issues that you might be having with suspicious URLs. You have a voicemail from Ring Central. You have another client asking about information. So it does summarize them all. I thought that was pretty cool. It went through, summarized kind of some main key points ones. It looks like it skipped most of the spam, which is very handy. But I thought that was a good summary, something else you can do. All right, guys, and that was Outlook with Excel. Like, I'm excited you stuck around. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it helped you in some way to start using Copilot in your business. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I look forward to seeing you next time.